Manchester City against Southampton. I'm pleased to say that Gordon Watson and Luke Tarr are still with me in the studio. Gordon, surely this is a home win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a home win, but
I know it might pain you to say that.
No, because I think a lot of positives can be gained out of actually losing. And if Southampton go down with a good fight, they'll learn a lot. Obviously, it's probably the hardest place to go. Opening day of the season, there's that little chink that they might be able to gain something that they can take on to other games. I mean, Southampton's opening 4 or 5 games are horrendous. So I can easily see them being in the bottom 2 or 3 early on. But again, as we said earlier, the season's 38 games long, and if they acquit themselves right and they find a pattern of play, they'll take a lot out of this game.
But you're still predicting a City win?
You can't not.
Luke, how do you see it? Surely this is one for Sunday players just to get stuck in, to have a lumpy one in City, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one that's not going to be a coupon buster, isn't it? 6 on at home will win. Always nice to look for a betting angle in the game, though, and having an Italian coach is always a nice one if you're a fan of the over-under 2.5 or 3.5 goals, as the case may be. And I think Southampton will go there. They'll look to get a draw at best. We all know that, that's obvious. But with the likes of De Jong, Barry, he's going to play a defensive side. He always does. They'll be solid at home first game. I think he's not going to want to set the world on fire to start with, Mancini. Just get off to a solid start, win your first 2 or 3 games without lighting the world up. And I think under 3.5 goals, 4 to 6 is a knock-in bet in this game.
Flash, talk to me about Southampton and how they might tackle the Premier League this season, because they're not going to expect anything from Manchester City away, are they?
No, what they'll do is they'll try and defend deep, and again they'll try and set a stall out of how they want to actually go to these type of games and see how best they can equip themselves, and maybe probe a little bit, because they are good from set pieces. They have got good individuals, but they need to be solid at the back. And I liken this game to Man City versus Swansea very early on. I think week 2 last year, Swansea 35 minutes gone 0-0, got beat 4.
Interesting. It could go all wrong for Southampton towards the back end of the fixture, potentially. Can we find a betting angle here, Butler? What do you think?
Well, I think I agree with the boys, and actually Flash was just to take my point about it's exactly the same game as Swansea last season. I mean, Aguero announced his stage on the Premier League with 2 fantastic goals in that game, or 3 goals I think it may have been. But what happened was it was very, very tight, and I think there's no doubt about it, Manchester City are going to win, and the odds, heavy odds on, I mean, they're 6 on, 7 on, that kind of price to win the game. 6 to 1 on here, 16 to 1 Southampton. You're not going to get people back in Southampton, but what you're going to do, you might maybe look around time of the first goal. Bookies offer time of the first goal around about 25 minutes, over or under 25 minutes. I think it will take Man City a bit of time to break down this Southampton rearguard, and maybe even the old one that punters like when there's a big odds-on favour like this. You have draw half-time and the team to come finally show their class in the second half. So draw half-time, Manchester City full-time. But on the match odds, it's 1 to 6 Manchester City, 6 to 1 the draw, 16 to 1 Southampton. I'm sure Manchester City will on everybody's coupon this weekend, and goals galore. I think people will probably be swerving this one. They don't expect Southampton to score, but look for other ways, because I agree with Luke. I don't think it's going to be one-sided, and look for times of goals. I think Manchester City goal might take a little bit of time, and look at the novelty markets here for this game, because it's live on TV, there'll be so many novelties, so many specials with likes of Star Sports. Look around and see what you can get hold of, but just play a bit careful. So I think it might take a little bit of time for Manchester City to break them down.
Yeah, check out those special bets. Always lots of different ways to get involved. You can have a look at the handicap market as well. I think Southampton probably giving, what, 2.5 goal start or something like that?
Yeah, definitely be about 2.25. I would have thought 2.5, and I think they'd be the bet, you know. They're going to go there. Look, Man City at home to Southampton, there's no upside for Man City here. There's only expectation, anything other than a convincing win. And people are going to be looking at them, are they going to win the title? Are they the same team? You know, I think you've got to be with Southampton every way you can here.